In the late 1960s and early 1970s, many exciting changes were taking place for the Dubuque Symphony Orchestra. In the spring of 1967, the Women's Auxiliary, now known as the Dubuque Symphony Orchestra League, was formed. The purpose of the Auxiliary was to create interest in and support the Dubuque Symphony Orchestra. They handled ticket sales and sponsored educational opportunities. It was with the support of the Auxiliary that the Dubuque Youth Symphony was organized in 1968. That same year, the orchestra's first logo was introduced, and not long after, the Hempstead High School Auditorium became its new home. Many thought the Hempstead Auditorium would be the permanent home for the orchestra, but 5 seasons later, the orchestra moved its home to the newly renovated Five Flags Theater. The Dubuque Symphony Orchestra held its first concerts in Five Flags Theater on February 28th and 29th, 1976. The concerts were recorded, and a stereo recording was produced and sold for $5.95. 32 years later, the DSO continues to perform at the Five Flags Theater. Over the years, the Dubuque Symphony Orchestra continued to flourish. Conductor Parviz Mahmood started speaking with local service groups, small ensembles performed at schools, and a memorial fund was established, followed by a permanent endowment fund. Dr. Mahmood retired in 1985 after 26 years as music director, and a search for a new music director was initiated. 6 finalists competed for the position throughout the season, and Nicholas Palmer was chosen as music director and conductor of the Dubuque Symphony Orchestra.
Well, I'd heard of Dubuque, but I didn't know where it was, really. It's one of those towns like Altoona, where I spent some time as well, that everybody's heard of, but not everybody knows where it is. And so I've heard of it. And the funny thing was, it was around the time that Dorothy and I started to go to this butcher, which was just a few blocks from our house in Florida. And we used to buy the steak that was trucked in weekly from the Dubuque Packing Company. So that was when we started to know a little bit about Dubuque. And at the time, I was the assistant conductor of a much larger orchestra in Jacksonville, Florida. And I really wanted to be in charge. I wanted to be the music director. And we were pretty adventuresome people, Dorothy and I. We just had our first son, Nicholas, and we thought, why not? We'd never lived in the Midwest before. Let's give it a try. And we loved it. I think we had a lot of goals initially for the Dubuque Symphony because it had been a fairly traditional symphony. So really the only way to go was up, because anything we did that was outside of that regular series was new. And the things that we really concentrated on were pops concerts, outreach events, and educational events.
We had a grants committee. One of the things it said you had to have was a long-range plan. So we decided to develop a long-range plan. And I remember when we brought it from the grants committee to the board, we said we needed to have some pops concerts. And there was a great furor over that because there were many people on the board that did not think we should do anything with pops concerts. But eventually, along came the Labor Day concert and the Arena Pops concert and the Independence Pops concert.
We started the Arena Pops concert in the Five Flags Arena, and that was an event that's still going on. It's been very popular. The concept of having pops really helped us to open up to a different crowd of people, and especially to families. We began a series of concerts with the Heartland Ballet, which is an outgrowth of the Dubuque City Youth Ballet, and those were full ballets at Five Flags. So our goal was really to add things to the schedule, to bring the orchestra to more people. It was a wonderful place for us to raise our children. We had lots of friends. We had a real support system with friends in Dubuque. It's such a comfortable community. People would just help you anytime. They didn't need to know you or be your best friend. They were helpful, kind, warm, just a wonderful place to raise kids. It was a great place for us to be.